bed walk over.
And it can see you.
Wow. People can come in up front, sit on the floor. Wow.
Let's not have their first impression. Like, if you want to sit on the floor.
Well, you know, we only have so many chairs.
Oh, God, we filled the room.
Do we need microphones? No, we're loud.
We need a loudspeaker, a bigger room, and a drink. What do you want from me?
There's one bigger room and they're doing sound check.
They can check our sound!
No, I mean from all the musicians.
Oh, all of a sudden there's other performers.
So, while you're all filtering in, we'll just handle our introductions. And yes, literally, please, if you want to fill in the spot in front of us, in front of the stage, it's fine. I apologize. Normally this is 100 people.
This is Anthrocon! You are the director of programming! Learn math! This is escalation!
Last year it was 100. 3 years ago it was 100 people.
Yeah, there's that math again.
I, for the record, have an English degree. I am not a mathematician, and yet I control one of the world's most advanced data science architectures. I don't know.
Throw a chair at you, bigger room next year.
I don't have one.
We'll make one! That wall looks fragile! Sorry, hotel, if you're in here.
No. But you know, there's a great way for us to get bigger spaces. It's a really great secret.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What's that?
We just have to have a duel between you and the other performers, and whoever wins gets the ballroom.
I have reach. I might win.
I know.
We're stalling to let people filter in and sit down.
Yes.
There are a few chairs. Anyone, if you've got seats next to you, hold up a finger so people can see it.
Yes. And
Yeah.
we apologize.
Holy
We seriously, we welcome you. This is my biggest non-main stage room. This gives you an idea of what I'm working with here.
Welcome to Sardine Con. So this is your first FurCon panel. First off, thank you for being here. This is a slightly informative panel. We're gonna have a little bit of fun, but you know, it's just because we're stupid and on stage, so that's kind of how this works. So the first thing I want to know, I'm horrified for this.
So am I.
How many of you have never been to specifically Anthrocon before? Raise your hand.
Oh, okay. And how many of you are here as escorts for the person who's never been to Anthrocon?
Oh, very cool. Thank you so much for being here for your significant other and your family. I actually find that very cool.
And
Ready
how-
for the scary one? How many of you have never been to a FurCon before? Who's your
Okay, so I'm curious here, just because I like information. How many of you between 18 and 25? Okay, I've been in the fandom longer than you've been alive.
You old, sad man.
I turn 40 next year, man. What's wrong with you?
Really quick, we're going to do introductions and introduce somebody else to the stage. Ash, introduce yourself.
Why am I introducing myself? Hi, I'm
Because they
Ash.
want to know who you are. You're talking to them.
I know. I am Anthrocon's director of programming for the past, I forgot how many years. I have been with the convention since I was, we don't talk about how old I was when I started working here. Let's just say I've only ever missed 2 Anthrocons, and there have been 27 of them.
So you have a lot of free time.
My
Introducing to the stage our third panelist. They just got in here. Let's hear it for the convention chairman of First Squared. Give it up for Trevor!
Wait, I didn't approve this change.
They made eye contact, so they come up on the stage.
Oh, okay. So we're going to teach you the first thing about Anthrocon. It's called You Have Been Voluntold. What that means is that we've looked at you, you've made eye contact, and now you're ours.
That's how you become staff. My name is Alkali. I've been part of the fandom for longer than I care to remember. I used to be convention chairman of First Squared. I've been on the board of directors of multiple conventions, and it's been my I can't talk today because I just woke up a little while ago. Showers are not enough. Pittsburgh is soup. What is going on? I have been doing this panel for quite some time. It is my privilege and honor to introduce you to some of the do's, the don'ts, the pitfalls, the fun times, and the not so fun times of furconning. So shall we begin where we always begin, with 3 numbers?
There's a letter in the front. No, there isn't.
No, there is not a letter in front. Stop adding algebra to my math. Math 5. Math 5.
Technically, that one is a chemistry thing.
I will throw things at you.
No,
Can you please calculate the dividends of a stock split of 1,500 shares divided by the number of quarterly executives?
I don't have to do that anymore. I'm a professional furry now.
All right, audience. Even though this might be your first con, in unison, we're going to do 3, 2, 1, and then you're going to do it. What are the 3 magic numbers of a fur con? Folks that already know this, help out. All right. 3, 2, 1.
1, 1, 1.
I'm speaking to a microphone. I can mute you. I can mute you right here.
Do it.
I don't know how, but I can do it. The option is there if I were smarter.
6,
2,
1.
Thank you.
6 hours of sleep a night. Why? Why do we say 6 hours of sleep a night? So there's medical reasons. There's actually a very good reason to reset your body, to recharge your body, to get 6 uninterrupted hours of sleep a night. But why do we really say it? Because all of us had a first FurCon too. And we know that right now you just had a single, in unison thought. Nah.
your body will thank you.
You are about to experience an event, a multi-day event. That event has things that if you're looking for it, you could find to do for almost 24 hours a day for the next 4 days.
We know that because we wrote the schedule, so we know what's going on.
Please, you physically can't see it all. Things happen at the same time, and your body needs rest. It is one of the most important pieces of advice we can give to you.
When does that happen?
When does the rest of it? The 6 hours! It doesn't matter when! Just go to bed! Go to bed! Go to bed!
If you can't tell, now see, this doesn't apply to con staff. We subsist on, 1 hour of sleep.
It applies to con staff, you just ignore it!
It especially applies to con staff, believe it or else.
You are so dyslexic, your numbers are 1-4 cow! I don't know what you're doing!
Wait, is that how it works for you?
Boo!
Speaking of moving along,
Yeah, we should move this along.
2 meals a day. To do all of the wonderful, joyous, ecstatic things you're about to do this week, and see, I can talk positively.
Well done.
You need fuel for your body. And no, alcohol does not count. No, G Fuel does not count. Monster, soda. Those are all things you can have in addition to, within reason, of actual food. It does not need to be high-end, you just need to get calories in you. Substantial calories, because if you come from not this weather, you are going to sweat not just water, but your energy as well. This will creep up on you.
If forever just called out that you feel called out, this has nothing to do with you. These are all things we did. Every one of them. I subsisted on Monster and Mountain Dew my first Anthrocon. And then you know what happened? I don't know, because I was unconscious for 2 days after a convention I don't remember. We're talking to you from experience, we're not calling you out.
So do I get the last number? Oh, and 1. At least 1 shower a day.
With soap! With
soap.
Why do we have to say with soap?
Because if you don't say with toast, it's going to count going outside.
Are they standing there with lube like a hot dog? Yeah.
To explain, can I explain? Because this is important. So the reason we say with soap, and you all have to come to the Convention Horror Stories panel later where we tell you all the dirty laundry. It's a lovely show. We bring up Dr. Boozy Bartholomew Badger Esquire. Yes, I just added a couple of things to his name. And Alkali and Dragor and myself, and we tell you all these things, but 1 shower a day, your body will thank you. Will thank you. Your fellow congoers will thank you. And, no, that's about it. Also,
After shower deodorant.
yes, deodorant. Antiperspirant is terrible in this weather. I lived here for a number of years. You do want to sweat, you do not want to smell. Trust me, it sounds weird, but yes, you deodorant.
I unfortunately can second that. Antiperspirant is weird. Don't do it.
We're literally telling you this as advice from congoers. The Pittsburgh weather is erratic and inconsistent, so at least 1 shower a day. If you're a fursuiter, 2 or 3, maybe 4, sometimes 5. Sometimes just live in the shower. I'm looking at all you skunk suits out in the audience.
I'm looking at these soon-to-be prunes out in the audience. What's the matter?
All of this is in context of the following concept. If you do not schedule regular maintenance for your body will schedule it for you. And it will schedule it for you with a vengeance.
So if you can't tell, Drago and I are software engineers, so we do this with our day jobs of telling people, fix it, fix it, fix it. Oh, it's going to take us 27 hours.
So to give you an idea where this all comes from, this is actually called Passavoy's Law. Passavoy being a gentleman who was part of the circuit of conventions, anime and just other kind of Smurf cons, and they were helping out with this rule. They were scientists and they helped come up with this. And there's a very good reason, and this is all the first 2 rules. There's a very good reason. This is to stop you from getting the dreaded, a lot of you know the word, con crud. Con crud is what we call getting sick after a convention. Sometimes it's as simple as the common cold. Sometimes it comes in the form of a stomach bug. With the way the world is right now, there's a much bigger fear, and everything we just told you will help you fight against that. Which is why Mountain Dew is not a sleep, Pop-Tarts are not a meal, and cologne is not a shower. The first 2 rules are to help you. The one, the shower, that's to help everyone else. Because do not forget what we are. We may be furries. We may embrace our personas. We may embrace the silliness, the wonderfulness of the fandom. We may put the lights out so that we can play Murder in the Dark. What is going on? Hey! But, all right, are they shutting us down already? That's fast. A Friday? We did it. Going home.
Shortest first FurCon ever.
Right? You are taking a shower to help everyone around you. The human olfactory gland is probably one of the weakest in the animal kingdom. To give you an example, who's been around a bakery in the morning? Or maybe even you have, I'm from Chicago, we have food plants all over the place, and sometimes you get that beautiful smell of cookies in the morning. And then in about 5-10 minutes? 15? Yeah, you're right, 15, it's gone.
Your voice is killing the light.
It just disappears. You know what? Actually, I kind of like this. This is relaxing. Leave that. What is happening is your body is getting used to that odor, getting used to that smell. And eventually, your brain, knowing that you do not have very good scent capability, you can't really smell as well, it starts blocking out a scent that you've been around for too long. Those cookies, you have to try to smell. Those fresh baked chips in the morning, you're going to lose that in 15 minutes unless you really concentrate. And you know what else you're smelling constantly? You! You smell you! And then you don't. But we do. Take a shower. For the love of God, for me and for the elevators which are already rusting, take a shower.
So I got asked, I was originally going to do this panel by myself, and then I got voluntold.
And then I got voluntold.
Well, you were going to get voluntold regardless. But we are going to now actually shift away, if we can, to a very important lesson we need to teach you that is distinct to furrycons. How to handle fursuiters, and we have 2 who are going to come up and help us. And we also have tapped in a professional fursuiter, as I like to refer to him, and my former boss and now colleague as the PR head for Anthrocon, Cuddle Pup. You going to come up here and help? And our 2 suitors who we've already previously talked to are going to come and help us. So I will let KP give this part, and we'll just provide commentary from the side because we like to criticize.
Table where they should be.
Oh, we can actually do it right over there. Just in front of the screen, because we don't really need to use the screen. We'll be in front of the screen, yes. So, how many of you have actually worn a fursuit? How many of you have not but want to try someday? Okay. How many of you know that there are very specific protocols dealing with fursuits? I'm glad that's most of the room, but it's not everyone. For those of you that have not dealt with fursuits before, we're going to give you a little bit of information. And I'm going to have Ash and Zanny stand on either side of our little friend.
We are Dragor, not Zanny.
Not Dragor? Hi! Hi!
I know, I'm not wearing spandex.
Don't-
You can't tell.
No.
Sandy is this tall.
Don't worry, it's because I have the wrong of these.
Oh, that would do
I
it.
got lasers shot into my eyes to stop that from
I
happening.
had injections into my eyes.
I just have
New
contacts.
topic, new line,
Yes.
new line.
So anyway, we're going to have Dragor and Ash help first with Pharaoh. He's our blue fox. We're going to have him come over. So Ash, stand on the right side of our blue fox, and Dragor stand on the left. They are going to hold up a finger, a single finger, not this one, this one. I want you to start moving your finger toward his head. And Pharaoh, I want you to raise both your left and your right paw when you can see their fingers. When you can see the fingers in your line of sight, okay? Put the hands up about eye level. All right? Go. Start moving them in. As soon as you can see their fingers, Pharaoh, raise those paws. Keep them up. That is his field of vision. Imagine looking through two paper towel rolls.
Did you do up and down?
We have not done up.
We are not up and down, but imagine looking through two paper towel rolls. We're going to do up and down now.
Ash, you're taller! You're taller! I put you over there because you're taller!
We're
I
going
was
to
having fun.
do the same thing, but we're going to go up and down. Ready? Go.
Top.
Bottom. There you go. All right. So basically, anything under his nose, he can't see.
So, KP, what would be down there that fursuiters might be worried about? Chairs?
There could be chairs. There could be trash cans.
No, trash can. There's something else that could be down there. What are those called?
Children.
Yeah, that's it.
Also known as living roller coasters. They're living bumper cars. This is a term that we use in Orlando. I'm from Orlando. It's a term we use at Disney World. They are the living bumper cars, the strollers.
We want to repeat this experiment with a partial.
for you.
Okay.
We'll get that in just a sec, okay? But yeah, so Pharaoh's field of vision in this suit is that tiny little square that you saw. He cannot see anything above that, he cannot see anything below that, and he cannot see anything to his sides. If you run up to a fursuiter from the side and lunge at them to give them a hug and they're not expecting it, what happens when someone runs up to you and lunges at you and you don't expect it?
Hospital visit.
We've had dislocated knees, we've had dislocated shoulders, we've had cracked ribs, we've had
We've had
sprained ankles.
dislocated windows! Stop knocking people into windows! We have to pay for those.
No, we don't. Microsoft handles that.
It makes you feel better. I hit myself in the head with the chair while lifting it.
But yeah, so that tiny field of vision is something you need to be aware of. If you want to approach a fursuiter and get a photograph, you always want to approach from the front. Remember, costumes are not consent. Don't touch anybody unless you've actually gotten permission to do so. It's really easy to just ask a fursuiter,
Have a hug.
and if they do the same thing back, it's okay. There are times when fursuiters do not want to be hugged.
Hey, KP,
Yeah.
let's repeat this experiment with a different suit with
Different
a different
suit?
vision
Sure,
profile.
we can do it with a different suiter.
Because it's important. So,
Yes.
so
Okay, Dragon, we're going to do it left to right and then up and down. Start with left and left and right.
We
Go.
also wish that different suits have different
Fields of vision. Yeah.
capacities. Okay. You can see your fingers? Cool.
Okay,
Cool.
that's
That's
the
wide.
spot. Now up and down.
Thank you, Ash. Oh.
All right, so instead of looking through two paper towels, you're looking through a letterbox. That is the mail slot. Don't put anything in the mail slot. All right. The deal is, like I said, different costumes have different fields of vision. Some suits actually are known as mouth lookers. And those are individuals who have very tall suits like giraffes and whatnot, and they are looking through the mouth. They are not looking through the eyes.
What?
That is really disturbing.
That is cool.
But yeah, so please be very cognizant of fursuiters' field of vision. Just because you can see them and it looks like they can see you, remember, those are fake eyes most of the time. They're real eyes.
I do have real eyes.
You do have real eyes, I just can't see them at the moment.
I mean, I can see you.
Yes, you can. But we don't know if they
I'm
have,
always watching.
and he never blinks. Ever. We just don't know if they have seen you, so please be cognizant of that. Another thing we're going to be cognizant of is price. How many people know how expensive fursuits are?
Oh, good. We don't have to go into this then.
Well, we're going to ask them, what do you think currently is the most expensive fursuit on Earth in the world? No, you know. Stop. Yes, you're right here.
17,000.
17,000 is actually higher. Yes. It's a little lower than 30,000.
Are you auctioning me off?
25? Hair lower. Yes. 20. $20,000 is currently the price tag of the world's most expensive fursuit to date. That doesn't mean it's still not going to go up. Have any of you seen the fursuit of Emblade? He's a white, like husky that has an LED suit underneath that he can control with his hands. Has anybody seen the European fursuits that have animatronics that let their ears go down and they snarl and their eyes blink? Okay. These costumes sometimes are built by the person inside, sometimes they're contracted out. You can see Pharaoh has a movable jaw.
Yeah, what of it?
These things are not just costumes. They are wearable pieces of art. Every one of them is typically unique. They were custom made for each individual. If you go up and grab a tail, and you happen to pop it off or rip a seam, that is going to require repair. Those repairs can start at $150 and can go up, depending on the kind of costume and the kind of damage, to $1,000. If you destroy the electronics in something, you may be on the hook for $20,000 of repairs. Don't pull tails, don't pull ears. It seems like common sense, but we get it every year, and we don't know why. They're not real animals. They are people with something very expensive on their body. Please be respectful of that.
Is there a sewing paddle?
Is there a sewing panel? I'm not sure. We can look.
Can we boot?
He knows.
Not without permission.
Can you what?
Fursuit is not
Consent.
We cannot stress that enough. And bear this in mind, and this happens because there's the opposite side of this. So there might be a time where you do want to give a fursuit a hug, you make the motion, you're doing everything right, and they still wave you off. It has nothing to do with you.
It's about them.
This morning when I walked over here in my normal shirt and jacket, I was a sponge upon entering this building. It has nothing to do with you wanting to hug them. It's they don't want you to hug them and then for them squish out of your arms and slide down the hallway gracefully.
Alkali, go take the 1 in 621.
So I'm going to actually go with the boot question because I got this. So as a fursuiter, I'm a mouth and I look out through the corners of my muzzle on my suit.
Tear duct.
I have the tear duct view. If you boot me, you are shoving the bridge of my muzzle into my face, into my orbital bones. So when you boop on certain fursuits, you're shifting the suit, and in a hard head suit, you are shoving that hard material, that resin, that acrylic, that plastics into the person's orbital bones or into other places in the face.
And you could cause a fracture.
Yeah, well, not fracture, but it hurts. It cuts. I've gotten cuts from people booping my fursuit because the plastic nicks.
Yeah.
So you have electronics in the head.
Yes, electronics in the head can cause problems. A lot of people don't realize that people have fans in their heads to help with cooling. But there are things in there. They're just PC fans, but they can hurt.
So, do we have other things for fursuit?
Yes, we have just a couple.
Ooh, okay.
We're going to move on. So, when a fursuiter wants to communicate with you, there are some very general, universal hand gestures that they give, and it's not the one-fingered salute. So, no, Pharaoh, behave. We're going to have our 2 fursuiters. If someone wants to take a picture of you, you think it's okay, what is the symbol of it's okay, take a picture? Click camera. If someone's wanting to give a hug and it's okay, we want this one, but how do you tell people it's okay, give me a hug? If you are really hot, really warm and dehydrating and you need to go, how do you let people know that it's too warm, you need to move? Fanning yourself. If you need to go, there's something going on and you gotta go, how do you let people know, no, I have to go? Yeah. If you see that one is the key one, more than anything else. If you see a fursuiter telling you, no, go, they may be getting ready to suffer a heat stroke. Does anybody know what the internal temperature of a head can be, especially in the summertime? Yes? 125 on the nose.
Does anyone have a thermal camera?
They might, but we don't have one right now. But the internal temperature of a head, especially the ones that are just foam, can get up to 125 degrees based on the amount of heat generated by your breath and the heat radiating from the top of your head. If a fursuiter is needing to get away, let them go. That's also why we have elevator etiquette that says if a fursuiter's there, please, and they need it, move them to the front of the line.
Oh, and this is perfect because I can talk about headless zones,
Yes.
if I may.
Yes, please, headless
So,
zones.
for those of you who are here for your first time, your first fursuiting experience, we have something called a headless zone. It is a zone on purpose. It is meant for the fursuiters and one handler to deposit them there and then promptly leave, and allow the fursuiters time to dehead, cool off, get some water, do what they need to do so they don't fall over dead, because our insurance won't cover that, and then get back to what they want to do to perform. The headless zone is not your personal place to go and photograph fursuiters. There is no photography there. That is their place to escape. Now,
No socialization.
you're noticing I'm saying the word zone. The reason we say zone is it is not a lounge. We do not have to, so do not treat it, and this is for, I see some fursuits around. It's not meant for you to lounge there, it's meant for you to use it as a way station. And there are a lot of reasons for this. Please try to keep it like that. Also, we don't have storage there. Don't store stuff.
Pharaoh, can you come onto the floor here real quick? And I want you to lie on your back and don't move. This is actually a real thing. No, on the floor, on the actual floor. Yep, off stage.
Down, boy, down.
Okay, lie flat on your back. Yep, on your back. Like you've been really tired. You've been fursuiting for 3 hours. If you see a fursuiter in this position, in any place, public, the headless zone, if you see them lying like this, Alkali, what is the appropriate message to ask them?
Excuse me, are you okay?
You will
Excuse
typically...
me, no. Excuse me, verbally, are you okay?
Yes, I am
There we go.
fine.
Okay.
The reason...
I'm relaxing.
Yes.
That's fine.
Now, if you ask that question, Pharaoh, do not respond. Alkali, ask again.
Excuse me, are you okay? Excuse me. Go ahead and make a noise. Okay. There's a reason for this.
There is, and it's a very serious health reason.
The very first thing to go during heat stroke is your ability to form words and complete sentences. If you are fursuiting and somebody asks you, are you okay? That is perfectly reasonable. We cannot see you inside the suit. Please say yes.
Or thumbs up. If you say thumbs up, we're still going to ask you to talk. But the first thing we know is that you have not passed out and you're not unconscious.
Hey, sometimes I talk a lot and I am exhausted, and then I just go,
The problem is, and this is why we bring this up, so a lot of you are first-timers. First-timers, how many of you might actually have access to a suit this weekend and you're going to try fursuiting? Does any of you think that's going to happen? That's really cool. I'm very excited for you. I've gotten a fursuit. It's a wonderful experience. I hope you enjoy it, and I think you will.
Also, my field
Heat
of view, I
stroke
can't see
is a
anything but
very...
light.
You're dead in this scene. Stop it. Heat stroke.
And see.
Don't go into the light.
Don't go into the light. Okay.
Okay.
Heat stroke is such a serious topic for us because of this. We're throwing a party. That's what this is. This is a celebration of the fur community, and all of us are a part of it. Chances are, since you're at a party, you might have a drink. What's that drink going to do? It's going to make you a little bit more susceptible to heat stroke. And what's the best thing you could do? Put on a carpet and go dancing. We are saying this because it is a fear of ours, and because of this horrible, horrible fact. If something happens, and we have to call the rave wagon, aka an ambulance.
The happy, flashy rave-mobile.
The happy, flashy
rave-mobile that costs $1,500 a ride.
Which the sad part is, that's not the bad part. The $1,500 sucks.
The bad part
is there's something they have to do.
Wait, let me say it because it scared me.
Stand up, Pharaoh. The thing that will happen if you are unconscious and you are in a fursuit and they cannot get you to respond, they have a little thing called emergency shears. They will and are required by law to cut you out of the costume. And they don't care how they do it. They're not going to look for snaps and a zipper.
They don't go for the seams either.
No, they don't go for the seams. They are going to go for the easiest way to get you out of that. If that means also pulling on the head and destroying it in the process, they are legally required to do that. You have zero recourse.
Yes.
Do not get into a position where you're either too intoxicated in fursuit or you're going to pass out and it happens in public. Don't do it anyway. But if it happens in public and we ask you 2 times, are you okay? Are you okay? And if someone gently nudges you and says, can you speak? Can you respond? And you do not, 911 is going to be called automatically.
We have to.
We have to.
We have to.
And I will let you know, anybody that, this should have been talked to in opening ceremonies. If you call 911 this weekend, there is an EMT here in the convention center. It will route to that person. They will be at your location within about 2 to 3 minutes at most. They are on site. If there is a medical emergency, call 911. Do not try calling 412 PA Furry. That's our helpline. Call 911 for any real medical emergency, no fakes.
Yes,
So-
right here. Yes.
What if you have epilepsy or you have medical conditions that don't allow you to sweat or dehydrate yourself?
So if you're going to be in fursuit,
Yeah.
be extra cautious. Have someone with you that knows what's going on and knows how to take care of things if something starts to happen.
Handlers are your best friend.
Yes. We do have medics on staff. They are fully licensed through the city of Pittsburgh. They are part of Pittsburgh's EMTs. Or Allegheny County, depending on who's here.
Last one is the process, if it happens.
If it happens.
So if you come across this, if one of you finds the fursuiter, they're sitting in a chair, you ask the question, the proper thing to do. We have something called, what is your security team called here?
It's our safety team.
Safety team, thank you. The safety team is very recognizable. They are wearing their vests. They have the safety team vest on. The proper procedure is this. You, the person who found them, stays right there. Grab anyone near you and say, hey, I need your help. There's an unresponsive fursuiter. Could you grab a member of the safety team? Do I have any safety team in here right now? The room is very full. They probably
don't,
would.
but there is an addendum to that. If safety team, you see us with these yellow lanyards up here, you'll see them on KP, you'll see them on Alkali, you see it on myself.
It shows our mental stability.
These are staff.
Some of us have radios and can get a hold of the proper people. Once again, you stay with the fursuiter, send the closest person near you to find safety team or stay.
And call 911.
Yes.
Call them immediately. Do not hesitate. Those few minutes, those few seconds may be the difference between someone living and someone having a stroke or someone dying.
So,
And we're dead serious about this because these things have happened. Don't let it happen.
should we switch to the happy notes?
Now, we're doing a couple of things. I got a couple of, scout readiness things. Everything we just said also applies to a human you see at the con.
Yes.
This is not just fursuits. If you see a person laying on the ground, probably where they shouldn't be, repeat the same procedure.
Just for fursuits, there's extra steps.
For what we said...
Human!
For what we said of you don't know the situation and you don't know what call to make, get someone with a vest. If you know 911 should be called and you can't, the way you do it is you see someone and you just pick someone. I'm going to close my eyes and go, you, do you have a phone? Yes. Call 911. And I will not break eye contact until I acknowledge that they are on the phone with 911 right now. One of the things that'll happen is if you say, someone call 911, no one will.
Because they assume someone else will do it. Yes.
We wear about ventilation suits and the mask on the suit too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, so masks and suits. We're gonna have a little conversation here. We are expecting all attendees to wear masks. Now, we are performers on stage, and we are up here, and you're all down there. Masks are very important. If you are suiting, we ask that if possible, you put a mask under your suit. If not, have a mask on you for when you pop your head, you put that mask on. We know it seems kind of a pain in the butt, but we know that also that some fursuit heads, such as, yes, use your back, such as our lovely fox, and I'm gonna poke at him because I know what he's doing. his head is pretty much self-contained. However, when he takes his head off, he's putting that mask on. Please do that if you're fursuiting. It's your first con. Masks, again, very important and are required in all convention spaces and hotels. We actually had the hotel override their corporate policy for us. That's
We're
how
only
much
not wearing
this.
We're only not wearing masks right now because we are all up here away from you, and it's much easier for us.
You're all there, and
You're all here. As soon as I leave, I'm going to be putting my mask on. I have one final thing, Ashley, and I'm going to have to book.
Okay, and then we can go back to the
One
fun.
last fursuit thing
Yes.
before yours. This is the last one from me. We're about to get off this topic. The last thing,
We have a
do
question.
not, thank you, do not, unless you are specifically asked by the person inside the suit, ever remove a fursuit head. Even if you think they need it, if they are unresponsive. There are a multitude of reasons for that, one of them being you have no idea the case of their neck. Ash and myself are very good examples. You would not want to remove a fursuit head from us and jostle our head. Don't do it unless specifically requested. That is another thing for the safety team. They know proper procedure and stuff like that. So unless requested, again, do not ever remove somebody's fursuit head
Without
even if you think they
permission.
need it.
Yeah.
We have one left.
And so she had a question.
That was kind of my question, was what the protocol on that. Now, can you ask the person if they're responsive? Can you say?
You should be having a full conversation with them and
Yeah,
helping in any
that's
way
what I'm
that
saying.
they, yes.
If you ask, like, would you like this removed? Can I
Yes.
help you?
Can I get you some, a great question is, can I get you some water?
Yeah, okay.
And if they say yes, can you drink it with, do you have to take your head off? Can you drink it through a straw? If they're cognizant enough to answer those questions and be verbal about it, you know that they're okay.
Yes.
They're just
They
tired.
just need the help.
Now, the last thing that we're going to cover has to do with fursuits and celebrities. It's kind of celebrities and fursuits and how you interact with them. And there is a specific example that Alkali and I know about that we are going to demonstrate for you, which actually happened to Uncle Kage. Don't do this. What we're about to do, this is how you do not approach a celebrity or a fursuiter. I'm doing this for demonstration purposes only. Do not
Doing this
emulate
for
this.
demonstration purposes only.
Do not emulate this. This is bad.
Keep the microphone over your shoulder, right hand side.
Oh no, I'm not going to be talking.
Oh no, I am.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're doing it to me.
I'm doing
I'm
it to you.
taller. I don't know why you're doing it to me.
Because it's more fun this way.
For you, great. I'm Uncle Kage. I have wine. I'm Uncle Kage. I love the furry fandom.
Just keep talking.
Oh God, what are you about to do? I know that when I joined the furry fandom, cockroaches roamed the world on top of dinosaurs. And those dinosaurs were truly a marvel of mankind. But there wasn't mankind, for there were dinosaurs.
This actually happened
This
more
actually
than
happened.
once.
And I am not going to lick his neck as the other
Thank
person.
you. Thank you. That's what's my
I
feeling.
was going to leave that part of the story out.
Yeah, because someone
I was
actually...
waiting for that part.
No, he doesn't taste good. But yes, the celebrities and fursuiters are, believe it or not, we are people. Fursuiters are people, celebrities are people, and you can creep them out. You can make them feel really uncomfortable. You can get a molestation charge. Don't do things to characters just because it's in the fandom. Remember, it is still a person. They can still get really uncomfortable and not ever want to see you again and possibly slap a lawsuit on you.
Or
A restraining-
trap themselves in their room
Yeah.
because...
Or hit a restraining order, all kinds of fun things. So just please be nice, approach people. Hi, may I shake your hand? Could I get an autograph? Could I get a photograph with you? Those are great things to say. Don't come up from behind them and start massaging their pectoral area.
Do not massage Cappy.
Okay, so
Now my suit's covered in fur.
So I hate to cut you short.
No, I gotta go.
Okay, I'd like to thank our fursuiters who came up for helping us. The only reason I'm rushing is we have a panel that's backed up right against us.
And really quick, KP's gotta go. Let's hear it for KP!
Actually, before you two run off, there is something in my bag.
All right. Oops.
I have something for you, Alkali.
I have doing an informative panel. Are you about to give me booze?
Can you please do this after the panel, though? Because we do have a very limited amount of time to finish up.
Yeah, also, let's not show all the newbies me getting tequila randomly on stage.
But on that topic, did we do the thing? Who here is under 21 in this room? What do you say we talk about a little bit of the unique things Anthrocon has to offer that aren't alcohol?
Oh, for alcohol. So Starbucks has created a custom drink for us this year. You can find it over at the Starbucks in the Westin. It is 675 grams of carbohydrates per tall. Also, all of that's sugar.
Does that count as a meal? Does that count as a meal? Does not count as a meal.
But actually, I have a punch list of things we need to go down real quick. These are some informative things that you all need to know. Sam, Dr. Conway may have mentioned these at opening ceremonies. I'm going to reiterate them. Convention operations is in 309. That is questions, comments, snide remarks. You have a question about where a panel is. You lost something. You need to know a general piece of information. That's convention operations.
You found something.
You found something. That's 309. You need to talk to public safety. That's 308. That's right across the hall. You need to find the programming director. Don't. I appear when I am least needed and most wanted. If you need to find, yes, I'm a terrible comedian. I'm not allowed to perform. I play my most amazing role, the straight man.
That is such a lie and a farce.
But, moving on. If you are in the West, if you are looking for the Spirit of Pittsburgh Ballroom, you just came out of it if you were in opening ceremonies. If you're looking for video gaming, it is above your head on the next floor. If you are looking for the Headless Zone, it's right across from the Spirit of Pittsburgh Ballroom. And if you're looking for the dealer's room, you need to go about 5,000 miles that way, down 2 escalators, spin around, do the hokey pokey, and there you are. Also known as the other side of the convention center. This includes our non-walking tour of the David Lloyd Lawrence Convention Center. Please enjoy your stay.
In particular, I have done many fursuit things. Fursuit parades in hotels. The unique thing Anthrocon did was the outside portion of the parade.
Oh God, we can talk about it. Who is interested in the fursuit parade? Who is interested in the block party? To show you how much the city of Pittsburgh loves us, Anthrocon did not do the block party. The city gave it to us as a gift. So the parade is the longest 6 hours of my life every year. The parade will line up, for those of you who want the logistics of this, in Hall C, which is the hall at the furthest part of the convention center from here. It's about the second star to the right, straight on until morning. You are then going to be there. The parade will set off at exactly 1:58 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. The chairman requires that the parade step off at 1:58 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. I've been doing this for so many years, I know the exact seconds too. The parade will then march through the convention center. If you are a first-time fursuiter, you are allowed to bow out if you cannot do the full 1.4 miles. The route is 1.4 miles. Everyone will tell you it's shorter. That's a lie. The parade will then end in Hall D, and then we will spill out into the city until 9 p.m., where you may enjoy the closed streets between 9th and 11th on Penn Avenue. There are headless zones outside. Use them. Please, don't die. The local businesses are changing their hours to be more available for us. So these are all things that are good to know for your first con, because this is a unique experience. The parade is, we are one of the last fursuit parades in the furry fandom. Most cons have, due to the volume of 3,000 plus fursuiters, stopped doing them. We still do it. It's a big deal for us. The city loves us for it. So enjoy it. Also, please, 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 please do not run through the parade. The fursuiters have been informed. Anyone here a marching band person? And remember your advice in marching band competitions of if the judge is in your way, you walk over them? I've actually done that. I slammed the tenor saxophone into a guy's face. Fursuiters are told the same thing. If you try and run through the parade lines, they'll step on you.
Look, we have a very specific reason for this. When you leave Hall D, you're going to turn a corner, and you're going to see me and Uncle Coggett. And we will very politely at the beginning and very frustratingly by the end be splitting you onto 2 escalators going down. Okay. And if down there a fursuiter stops and it starts backing up and backing up and backing up to an escalator we will recreate year one of this, which was myself and Uncle Kage looking down as 12 fursuiters are walking backwards on a moving death machine, trying not to step on each other, terrified, absolutely terrified, to the point where guys are like, we need to stop the escalators! Like, or, hear me out, we just fixed the problem, so
This can only
don't do that.
years. So, that said, other things are about this hotel. You will, the things about the convention that are important for your first time here. The staff, how many attended opening ceremonies? Almost all of you, I'm guessing? Okay, not a lot, not everybody. Anthrocon operates on a very small staff normally. We are down a significant portion of our staff, some will never return. That is what the pandemic brought us, some will never return. Some are just not available this year due to reasons, and some are retired. I lost a number of staff to retirement this year. We're down staff. Please be patient with us. We are trying to make your experience as wonderful as possible, but we are human beings on staff. All staff have these lovely yellow lanyards. It means, hi, I'm here to help you. We mean it. We are here to help you. But remember, there's 130 of us. There are expected to be 12,000 of you. That ratio is not in our favor.
Hey Ash, since there's so few of us and so many of them, statistically, there's gotta be some people that have some time and energy that they're looking to spend.
Oh, you should all avoid eye contact with me for the next 10 seconds. Yes, if you would like to volunteer, if you would like to help, you can do that in 309, Convention Operations. We would love if you volunteer. Sometimes volunteering is as simple as, can you carry this box 25 feet? Or something as long as, can you just sit here at the door and make sure no minors go into this panel that is instructionally for 18 years and older? That does bring me to another point. And I'm sorry guys, I'm monopolizing. Programming is my thing. There are sched. The paper schedule is great. The paper schedule was printed June 1st. The paper schedule was printed June 1st. I have made over 150 changes since then.
If you all don't know this by now, the turnaround in technology is, at every con you go to, assume the paper schedule is a lie.
Because it is. So please, for the love of all that is unholy, use sched. The link for sched is on the back of your con badge. It is in a QR code. Please use that. That is 99.7% accurate, because if I'm not actually at a computer, I can't get the other 0.3%. But that is a big thing. For other important programming details, Alpha, you go ahead.
All right. This is just something that I've learned over the years. Some of you are brand new to Anthrocon, some of you are brand new to going to a fur convention. And you might not actually know what to do at a convention. We've already given you a few wonderful things. I love the 18 under drink, that's very cool. Hopefully you have some friends here to hang out with, that's gonna be great, but this is the furry fandom. You're here to see your old friends, you're going to enjoy time with them, but this is where you make new friendships. This is where you make lifelong bonds. How do you do that? There is a sched, there is a paneling list of panels that cater to specific likes, wants, needs. All you have to do is look at that list and find something that interests you. Why? Because in that room are other people who are interested in the thing that you are interested in. This is how you make these friends. This weekend, you have the capability of meeting thousands of people. Not only into, when I say into the things you're into, I'm not just talking about furry. I ended up at a model rockets panel. All they wanted to do was blow up the moon, and I was home. It was a wonderful experience. I made friends at that panel. I run the improv panel. People bond over the performances they get to do up on stage. And that's another thing that's going to be happening all weekend. We're up on stage now because we're doing an informed panel. We have information, we've done this 100 times. We wanted to share that information with you. There are performance panels this weekend where you'll just be able to jump up onto the stage. It's called the original Whose Line Is It Anyway? If you don't know what that is, I run it. You're going to be the performers. That's it. We're going to just have fun. If you've never done open mic, if you're interested in stand-up, if you're interested in performing, there is an open mic panel. Show up to it. Why? Because look at this audience. Do you think they're going to heckle you? And if they do you not think a dragon will eat them?
But there's no dragons on the stage.
Guys, this is the most wonderful audience you could ever experience. If you ever wanted to try to get up on stage, do it. And if you're ready for it, if you want to step out there and experience what it's like to truly have that onstage experience, there is a variety show that happens at this convention that you could get access to main stage, because this is furry. We don't want to know what we have to say. We've been here forever. We want to know what you have brought to our community, because everyone has a skill, everyone has a talent, and every furry is freaking amazing. You know why? Because you're here. So thank you for participating, and I cannot stress it enough.
We have a problem. The lawyer wants to talk.
Is it time for the lawyer?
So we're bringing to the stage now Boozy Badger, who is who is.
Ladies and gentlemen, both and neither, the director of Basement Con, the world's worst furry convention, and the lawyer of every convention that has his phone number, the one, the only, the game-pressed, Boozy Badger!
I will be funny later. Right now, I'm up here as an attorney in Pennsylvania to say a few things. Number one, I'm not going to ask you to raise your hand. Please, for the love of God, do not raise your hand. If you are using a certain substance medicinally that is legal in your state and you are not from Pennsylvania, know that we have restrictions. Leaf form is not legal to possess or consume within Pennsylvania. I'm not being a buzzkill. I don't care what you do. Just don't do it in front of a police officer and say, I have a card. Okay? Number two, if you are using that same substance and you have purchased edibles from, say, a dispensary in Chicago, manufactured edibles are not legal to possess or consume within the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. You can make them yourself. You're not making them yourself at this convention. 3, Pittsburgh has decriminalized that same substance. However, Pittsburgh police officers tend to proceed under the state law, which allows you to be cited for an amount of not less than $500 up to $2,500 for any offense as a misdemeanor. If you have a friend who is under 21 and you are over 21 and you decide you want to give them a beer, the mandatory fine in Pennsylvania is $1,000. It will not be reduced by the court. It is written in our law. If you are a minor and you happen to get a hold of that substance, if you are below the age of 21, or a friend does, and they get sick, we do have immunity. In our law, there is written an immunity provision where if you are under the age of 21 and you or somebody else are suffering from an alcohol-related illness, as long as you contact 911, you give them your real name, you stay with them, that will not be used to prosecute you. Outside of that, have a safe and fun convention. Please do not call me if you get in legal trouble. I will not help.
We have, sorry to cut into this, but I'm afraid we have run out of time. Next year we're doing this for 2 hours. All right. Thank you all.
The last thing, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart because I did it. If you're here and you just can't do it, you're a little overwhelmed, you just can't do it, just remember who you're around. You will get out of this convention what you put into it. Some of us suffer from some major anxiety problems, and I respect and I feel for you. But if you can do it, if you give yourself up and you try to be a part of this community, I promise you, you will feel something that you have not felt in a long time. This is a beautiful community. They want to meet you. Try to get out of your room and meet people. You will get out of this convention what you put into it.
And for that, I'm sorry to cut in. Our guests of honor are getting ready for their panel now. So
let's do it.
Afraid we have to cut over and switch.
Have a great convention, everyone. Good time.
Gato Man, he bought me a coffee. Silver Gato Man, here is the song for thee. He likes to video all the panels at the cons. You should go and watch them whether they are short or long. Silver Gato Man, you video that's not a jibe. All of you go to his YouTube channel and like and subscribe.